ladies and gentlemen. We are the Rum Regret podcast. I am Andy Drake.
Hannah Myers.
Nate Tussey, and we drink and we know things, and today we are burdened with glorious purpose.
That is right. We're going to talk Loki episodes 1 and 2 after we catch up, because it's been a minute, guys. Yeah, it's been a month. I missed you guys.
I missed you too.
Yeah. But so much has happened since we have last talked. But anyway, so we're going to do something a little new this time around. We all have sort of segments we're going to own. The only segment you've heard so far is one that has been sort of painfully recurring to my ears on this podcast. Which,
excuse me, suck my balls,
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Nate's Marvel Minute is coming up after, but we will start with Joe. And Joe, what segment did you decide on for us today?
It's going to be Joe's Horror Corner.
Yes,
horror.
Horror.
Okay.
Horror corner. All right.
Working title.
Yes.
There you go.
I like it.
So I had the distinct privilege of actually going to a movie theater for the first time in over a year. A brick and mortar movie theater. So I went to go see A Quiet Place 2 with a friend of mine.
Nice.
Ooh, nice.
So it's the sequel to A Quiet Place, which is monsters that will come and kill you if you make any kind of sound.
Yeah.
So don't ever eat popcorn in this movie, because you'll be crunching terribly, terribly loud. But so the sequel kind of takes the first movie and expands on it. You get a little bit more of what happened prior to when the monster showed up.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
And then it goes from there, and you kind of see the family branch out into the world and go on little separate journeys. And, it's good. It's not anything mind-blowing from the first one, but it is definitely a solid sequel.
Okay.
So I would give it a 7.
Nice.
Excellent.
And after that, so I've also figured out that Joe can't sit through 2 movies after a few beers, because I will fall right asleep. So I attempted to watch The Conjuring. The devil made me do it.
Yeah.
Fell asleep.
Wait, did you theater hop, or did you actually pay for 2 tickets?
No. We went to the theater and then went home and watched The Conjuring on HBO.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, The Conjuring 2 is in theaters, but it's also streamable if you have HBO Max.
Oh,
Got
nice.
it.
So, and that one is Ed and Lorraine Warren, again, with one of their infamous cases. But this one is the first time that possession has been used as a court case excuse, or like a litigation in a court case.
Right. Alibi or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would love to watch it again and actually make it through the whole movie.
Yeah.
Wait, what did you rate it if you fell asleep? Was it the beer?
3 Z's.
3 Z's.
Solid 3 Z's.
Well, had a great sleep, would watch again.
Right. Put me right to sleep. Loved it.
Nice.
It was a very good nap.
All right. Mm-hmm. Oh, man.
That's fine.
All right. Cool.
And one more. So on the horizon to watch is the last of the Saw movies, called Spiral, with Chris Rock.
Did you watch it?
No, I didn't, but it was in theaters for like a split second, so that's going to be next time on the Horror Corner.
Okay. All right.
Nice.
All right. Yeah, I'm really curious how that came out. I don't know that I've even seen a review here and there for it.
No,
I've been avoiding them just because I don't want to be disheartened or spoiled or anything,
Right.
Because I really hope it's going to be good. I saw the last one, Jigsaw, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, that's
right
good.
On.
All right.
Is there anything you're looking forward to, Joe? Anything that's coming down in the world of horror?
Spiral.
Right.
That's pretty much what I'd my soul been looking forward to for a long time. That actually, and The Conjuring and Quiet Place, those were on the list. But I'll definitely have something next time for looking forward to.
How many Conjuring movies are there?
This is 3 or 4.
Okay.
So
I thought there were more.
If this is just Conjuring, this is not counting like the Annabelle movies and all the little spin-off ones. But
Okay.
I think there's Conjuring 1, Conjuring 2, and then this is Conjuring The Devil Made Me Do It. I'm pretty sure it's 3.
Okay.
AKA Conjuring 2, the Electric Boogaloo.
Yep.
Right.
Double
Yeah.
made me do it.
So on that note, you heard they're making a new Hellraiser movie, right?
What?
Yeah, they're making a new Hellraiser movie because I saw the news today that the new Hellraiser movie found its lead actress.
What?
Say what? I mean, I know it's
uh,
always been kind of like something they've wanted to do,
Right.
but I didn't know that they're actually going for it.
Yeah, apparently they're going for it. So,
Which is Doug Bradley going to be Pinhead?
back in December of 2020, it was revealed that author Clive Barker, whose novella The Hellbound Heart is the basis for the Hellraiser series, successfully won a major copyright case. Novella rights to the screenplay of the original. Okay. Anyway, I'm reading the wrong thing.
Pretty sure the last Hellraiser, they got a new Pinhead.
Right. Yeah.
Which
So anyway.
I mean, Doug Bradley is getting a little older, but I'm like, God damn it, he's Pinhead.
Right. No, absolutely. Yeah, I can't see much more about when and where and how, if there's even a script or something, but apparently they've signed an actress for it. So
all right, bring it on.
There's new Hellraiser coming out. So
please be good. Please be
right.
good.
I know, right? Yeah. Okay. Anything else in the horror corner?
We gotta find a better
Yeah, we're gonna have to work on that title.
And as far as games go, everybody's been raving about the new Resident Evil with Lady Dimitrescu, or however you say it.
Dude, the tall vampire has my attention.
Yeah, so
Right.
that's one I need to get off my broke ass and actually pay for and play, because
I have some friends that have played it like 5 or 6 or 7 times all the way through, because there's different trophies for like completion in under X hours.
Well, and apparently
only
it's a
certain
pretty quick
weapons
playthrough too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want to see Lady D re-skinned as Jessica Rabbit. That would be
right.
that'd be my jam.
Yeah,
the cosplay for her is just blown freaking
over.
Out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Alana Pierce's.
Yeah, I watched a couple of streamers play the Resident Evil, and it looks glorious. And then I saw an interview with the actress who played Lady D on the thing,
Right.
and that was really fun to watch. Anyway,
Yeah, Alana Pierce did an interview with her. I'm not sure if it's the same one that you're talking about.
It might be. Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah, that was good. She did a pretty good cosplay of it too.
Oh yeah, yeah. All right, Joe. Anything else?
That's it for me.
Okay. My segment's going to be short and sweet. It is the streaming service selection of the week, and I have been getting a lot of mileage out of my Shudder account lately, and it has really made me appreciate the indie level of sort of movies, and not after watching, the Justice League we got in 2017 versus Zack Snyder's Justice League really made me realize just how the big studios don't get it sometimes. And I understand that there's lines that they have to hit, but after watching a lot of these sort of indie like horror movies on Shudder, it really does show that there is just so much great sort of untapped and just content that no one's talking about these days. First and foremost, I brought it up a couple of times, but Creepshow is so fantastic. Again, this is Greg Nicotero, the guy who does all the VFX on the Walking Dead series. Nice. Brought back an episodic series, Creepshow, that is in the vein of the 1982 movie, and it's done so well. I can't say enough good things about it. And the last one of the last season had Justin Long in it, and it was great. He sort of inserts himself into old horror movies and can interact with everything. So it's just such a cool series. But I came across this movie called Psycho Goreman. And I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but it is a alien warlord who is caught and captured and basically banished to Earth in a cell. It was he was shot and he was buried sort of like 5 feet underground, right? And these kids unearth him and accidentally set him free. But, and this is all out in the trailer, so I'm really not giving anything away. Think of if sort of this alien overlord comes here now, that no one would really take him seriously unless something happens. Well, there is this little girl who is probably, I don't know, 10, 11, 12 years old, who is basically the Jason Mewes equivalent of like in her sort of method and how she acts. But essentially has control over this alien warlord. And it is utterly ridiculous, but the effects are practical, and the movie, there are very few times that I sit and audibly laugh at a movie that I'm just sort of watching when I'm doing my work, but this one was one of those where like it had my attention and I was just like, wow, this is so good and so great. And it's just one of those like over the top, just out there movies, but I just think it's done like really, really well. And it's just a lot of fun. And there's like great makeup. Obviously there's a lot of gore. There's a lot of blood in it, but it's, again, Psycho Goreman. If you have a Shudder account, check it out, watch it. You guys will love it. After I found Psycho Goreman, I sort of went down this deep hole of like weird, weird stuff. And I ran into this short called Blood Machines. I don't know if you guys have seen this at all. It is a 40-minute short that they broke up into 3 20-minute segments of these guys crowdfunded this. And it's like I want to say it's like a Russian production. And it is like the weirdest 40 minutes of like sort of Gore Verbinski, like sci-fi that is out there. And it's like, I can't explain it any better than that, but like I finished it and it was one of those things where you're just not sure how you feel about it. You know, it's just like, that was cool, but was I supposed to like it? You know, like, I don't know. It was just a crazy, weird thing. And I don't know, but like the fact that it's out there, I just thought was really, really cool. And again, like there's so much great stuff on Shudder that is just like not, you know, like it's not mainstream and it's very indie and it's just all like these sort of old school practical horror effects that are just so good. And it just, I mean, it really just sort of grounds the movie in this sort of, I don't know, it's this weird sort of nostalgic reality of the old, like Friday the 13th movies and all those ones that just sort of, they knew they weren't taking themselves seriously and they're really, really good. So, yeah, my streaming service selection for the week, if you have a Shudder account, definitely check out Creepshow, check out Psycho Goreman. And if you're feeling frisky, check out Blood Machines because if you got the 40 minutes, just do it. And you can yell at me on Twitter afterwards.
Sweet.
And
before that,
okay.
Hang on.
All right.
Right.
Okay.
I have a streaming recommendation if I can real quick.
Please
it's
join in.
It's a much more mainstream choice, but Sweet Tooth on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I definitely wanted to watch
flipping
this.
amazing.
Okay.
I watched it with Addie. There's a couple moments that are a little intense for a 12-year-old, but overall the movie's amazing and has a ton of heart, and I can't wait to see what they do with the next season because it ended on like a crazy cliffhanger. So
I'm
apparently
about 3 episodes in, just FYI.
Okay, so
not saying anything else.
Yeah, I haven't started it either, but apparently this is very kick-assian in the way that the graphic novel or the novel is much worse than what we're getting on screen, apparently. So apparently it's it's way more graphic in the novel than it is, obviously, than we got. So
I could see that. The world they put together is pretty brutal.
Okay. Yeah, but no, I'm excited to watch that too. So excellent.
Yeah, enjoy.
Okay.
Go
All
ahead,
right.
Andy.
Ladies and
Proceed with
gentlemen,
your favorite moment of the day.
here we are with Nate's Marvel Minute.
Okay. You do that like Peter Griffin. Okay. Um, yeah. Anyway, so Marvel Minute. There's a lot going on. Black Widow releases in less than a month, 7/6/2021, and the reviews are in. Initial reviews are in. Overall, it's getting a relatively positive rating, with obviously the super fans going, "Oh my god, it's the most amazing thing ever!"
Right.
I'll take that with a grain of salt, but some of the top reviews
you're
on
gonna
Rotten
love
Tomatoes
it.
are like, "This is the best standalone Marvel movie they've made," which I don't know if I buy that, but
Right.
overall, the consensus seems to be that people really enjoy it. It's got some great action pieces in it, obviously, but it also has a lot of heart, and it kind of does for Black Widow what these Marvel series have been doing for those characters, kind of fleshing them out and giving them like, oh, so that's why they act like this, and this is what happened back then, and that kind of makes sense. So I'm excited for it. Addie's completely stoked, and apparently the kind of universal thing that everyone's saying is watch it on the biggest screen you can possibly watch it on, because the action set pieces are supposed to be, like James Bond level stuff. So
Okay.
IMAX 7/6, I'll be there with the kiddo probably. So I'm super excited for that.
Cool.
Obviously, Loki series, which we're going to talk about in a minute, is off and running. Good stuff. There's actually another series starting in August, which is the What If series. Animated Marvel kind of turns things on its head, multiverse type stuff. As far as I know, all the different animation styles are different, kind of like Love, Death, and Robots, and they're standalone stories. So the one that comes to mind immediately is what if Agent Carter became Captain Britain instead of Steve Rogers becoming Captain America? So she becomes the super soldier for the UK, and Steve Rogers ends up being like an Iron Man type character, so they fight together. It's kind of cool. You'd have to see the actual animatic for it.
So kind of like
when
DC did What If Superman Landed in Russia.
Yeah, this predates Red Sun, but yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the What If comic book series is really old, but
Okay.
yeah, it's really good. Like What If Wolverine Killed the Hulk is one of the most popular comics that came out, so that was really good.
Have they released
Have
they released the episode names for that, or do we don't know what we're getting yet?
No, we don't know what we're getting at. I think it would be spoiler central if they did that.
Okay, but it is based on an actual comic book line.
Well, the title is based on a comic book run. Yeah.
Oh, okay, but
So
there's no guarantee that we're getting. Okay, I got you. All right, okay.
Yeah, if we get Wolverine Killed the Hulk, that would be amazing. I don't know if they'd want to blow their proverbials on the one-off animated thing, but
you know what? I mean, if it's animated though, it doesn't carry as much weight. Obviously, if it's live action, so yeah. I mean, you can animate an alternate storyline till the cows come home, and it's not going to sour the main storyline for me in any way, shape, or form.
Well, yeah. Now that we're diving into the multiverse with
and you could get away with so much more with animation that you can't with live action stuff. So this could be really, really interesting.
Yeah,
it could be great. I'm excited for it. So kind of well, I guess I transitioned with Hulk. I'll just go to this then. So the She-Hulk movie is about to begin production.
I thought that was a series, wasn't it?
Series is about to begin production, and apparently they've confirmed that Scar, which is Hulk's son, is going to appear in this series. Okay. So I don't know a whole lot about that character except that he's a complete a world killer, apparently.
Oh, okay.
But so I think the storyline from the comics is when Hulk was on Sakaar, that planet that Jeff Goldblum watched over in Ragnarok, he apparently hooked up and had this kid. So I'm not sure how they're going to fold that in. Yeah, I'm not sure how they're going to. That was uncomfortable for somebody. Let's just leave it at that. And I'm not sure how they're going to loop that in, but that was kind of some cool news that came out today. A couple things came out of about Black Panther recently. So
Oh
the
yeah.
Marvel's Avengers game, Black Panther is going to be added officially before the end of the summer, which is cool. Been waiting for that for like a year or 6 months, something like that. So that'll be great. It'd be nice to have an excuse to go back to that game for a bit. And then also a couple different sources, I don't think this is widely confirmed yet, but a couple different sources are saying that Namor is going to be the big bad of Black Panther 2. Who's, the Marvel equivalent to Aquaman, the
Right.
Submariner.
Yes.
And that comes out in less than a year. That's in July 8th, 2022. So there was some name dropping along with that, but that has not been confirmed yet, so I'm not going to go down that road about who potentially could play that person. What else? I had one other thing.
I thought they had somebody cast already.
Well, that was the thing that wasn't confirmed. I've only seen that on one outlet.
So Tenuk, what's his name, is not playing, or is
that
just
was,
rumored
like
at
I
this
said, I
point?
couldn't confirm it. Yeah, I couldn't confirm it anywhere, so I didn't want to throw it out there. But
Okay.
yeah, so that actor is from Narcos.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah.
Let's see. What was the other piece? Oh, we got our first look of what our girl Natalie Portman's going to look like as Thor, based on some merch that the crew got for the wrap party. It's this badass, like 80s inspired Thor t-shirt that has, I've got the picture for you guys, and it's in the chat. Basically shows us what her armor is going to look like, and it follows very closely to what the comic book Thor armor is, where it's sleeveless and she just looks like an absolute badass.
Okay.
I'm super excited for
dope.
that. I mean, the fact that it's wrapped, it's coming up, I think at the end of the year. It should be really fun. I'm super excited for that.
Yeah.
And that's really all I've got for my abbreviated 5 minutes.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Good times.
Yeah. No, that's great. Yeah, I'm interested to see how they handle Black Panther 2 and how they
Yeah.
now didn't they say that they are going to recast just for the transition?
So there's a couple things I've heard. Either they're going to recast the role, which I really hope they don't.
Right.
Or his sister Shuri is going to become Black Panther. Or the
Right.
third one, which I think is the most outlandish, is that Michael B. Jordan's going to come back and Killmonger is going to temporarily take the mantle and train Shuri to be the next Black Panther, and that's the arc, which
Right.
could be cool, but I'm not sure if they're going to do that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, because I heard I saw a thing where that the suggested sort of plot line that what they think the story is going to be is obviously the succession of power, who's going to be Black Panther, and then that the Atlantis, it's a war between Atlantis and Wakanda, that that because Wakanda's weakened because there is no leader, there is no Black Panther, they found that this is their time to go. So
Good time to strike and get the vibranium.
Exactly. Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see. I mean, they teased it in Endgame,
Right.
when they're talking about an earthquake under the African subcontinent or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we handle it by not handling it. Oh,
Right.
that's the other thing. Okoye, who's the actress that plays Okoye from The Walking Dead? Denai.
Oh yeah,
Guerra?
Denai Guerrera.
Right.
Yeah.
She's confirmed to be cast in an Okoye origin story series that's going to come out.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So that'll be cool.
Yeah, I'm Nate. I'm a little shocked your Marvel Minute didn't include the opening of Avengers Campus in Disneyland.
Meh.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm kidding. I'm super stoked to go, but apparently the lines have been like around the actual block of Disneyland, which is like acres of land.
Yeah.
No, I'm stoked to go. Addie is stoked to go. I was thinking about trying to make it for her birthday this year, but I think we're going to skip a year and go.
Yeah.
And
let the crowds die down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Winter months, maybe January, something like that.
But yeah, no, they're doing something really cool because with the with all of these movies and these TV series popping out, they're putting the characters from the TV shows in the land. So
Captain America's there. Yeah.
Well, and Loki in his TVA prisoner outfit. I saw him walking around in his prisoner outfit, which was
nice,
which was cool. So
there was a whole thing. The opening of it, they had a whole presentation.
I watched it, believe it or not.
Yeah, to hand over the shield to the new Captain America, Falcon Captain America. That's walking around in his white spandex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
very cool.
Yeah. All right.
So sorry, since we're mentioning that, apparently there's also some super cool robotics technology that they're using for like the Spider-Man attraction. There's a big web slinging moment, and it's actually like a computerized stunt dummy. Basically, it's all animatronic that does different poses, like Spider-Man poses, as it's swinging like 4 stories from building to building.
Oh, I saw that.
It slings off from one and then gets caught like behind the facade of the building, like 100 feet away, and it's doing Spider-Man poses and stuff. So it's cool. The transition is basically the live actor doing like tumbling at the top of the roof, and then he gets like punched over the wall, and then you see him, you hear the thwip, and you see the thing shoot up. So
apparently that's one of the last things that Grant Imahara worked on.
That's right. Yes,
that's correct.
Yeah, that's right.
Nope.
All right, so with that, let's get into our sort of breakdown of Loki episodes 1 and 2, and sort of where the series is at right now. Joe, get a towel, put it down.
I already got it.
There you go.
If you're in the splash zone, which is the first 3 rows, please be sure to cover all electronic devices.
Loki.
But let's just sort of say generally what we think about the series so far, and then we can point out some high points for us during the thing. I don't know if you guys have prepared talking points or whatnot, but
I just went through and kind of live tweeted notes.
Oh, nice.
So.
Okay, there you go.
Wait, so let me go to Joe's Twitter account.
Well, not on my Twitter, but that's my notes resemble live tweeting.
Oh my God, Joe, why don't you live tweet Loki? That would be so fucking amazing as you go through those episodes.
Come on.
Okay, well, I will back tweet these or I'll start live tweeting.
Yeah. Hell yeah, that's so good.
I love it. But I'll start. So far this is great, and I think it is. I mean, aside from WandaVision, which I thought was really, really good, but sort of got a little too Marvel-y at the end, I really love this sort of take on Loki, and it was great. I loved the very first episode too, that we didn't get the Loki that sort of partially redeemed himself, after the events of Avengers, the first movie. Like, we get him directly after Avengers, and I'm glad that first episode sort of dealt with, oh no, this isn't the Loki that you sort of grown to know and love over the last few movies. Like, this is still basically evil, not redeemed Loki, and
he's still a shit.
Right, exactly. And you have to, and so I really enjoyed the fact that they hammered that home, that it was, no, this is the guy that that tried to take over New York and brought all these bad guys down. And, and I really love that moment where they're sort of giving him the highlights of the last few movies.
Yeah, that was great.
This is, I mean, granted that the action sequence with the little rewind thing and him sort of getting out, but then coming back into that room was fantastic too. But then, watching those moments and seeing, that the stuff that he did got his mother killed, and then everything else passed, and then him getting killed by Thanos was just
getting his father killed as well. And then,
and
having the moment with his brother.
Right. And so I just thought that was, it was a really, really smart move by Marvel to remind us, like, no, this isn't the Loki that you've gotten the last few. So
this isn't the redeemed, like, your buddy kind of Loki. This is the guy who was willing to watch the whole universe burn to become king of Earth, kind of thing. So
right, yeah. And then just the fact that especially in the second episode, before Loki always seemed like he was the smartest guy in the room. He does not seem like the smartest guy in the room this time around. Which is really, really great. Which is I don't think a point that we've ever seen, Loki as. There was that one time where he just got demolished by Hulk as he was trying to talk.
Puny God.
Right. Yeah. But still, after that, he's always sort of had the upper hand in his interactions, where this, I think this was really, really good.
Just to that point real quick, there's a moment he still thinks that he's the smartest guy in the room and that he's the baddest ass on the planet.
Right.
And I think until that moment where he sees the guy's desk drawer that has all the Infinity Stones in it.
Right. Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, some of the guys use these for paperweights, and it pans out, and there's literally some of them on desks, like as paperweights. And he looks in there, and it's like Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
And you see that reality in his eyes. He's like, I was willing to burn
universe.
everything down because of one of these things, and they're in a junk drawer.
Yeah.
Like that.
Right.
I think that's the moment when he realizes, like, holy shit, I'm way out of my element now.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. Joe, what are your thoughts?
Well, obviously, first of all, squee Loki.
God damn it! It's got my eye.
Oh.
Sorry, I tried to put the shield up before.
God damn it!
But yeah, no, I love Loki. He's my favorite. So this series could be terrible, and I would still love it. But that being said, it's not terrible.
No,
it's in fact
really
very
good.
awesome, and I'm really stoked. I'm putting this in my favorite bucket of Marvel movies that are not the superhero Avengers Marvel movies, but like Guardians and Ragnarok, where it's like this is greater than Earth. There's space and
Right.
Yeah.
like you get to see. There's the scene where they show outside of the TVA, and it looks like the Fifth Element version of New York City.
Right.
It's just
Yeah.
huge and like crazy amazing.
Well,
Yeah, for sure.
and I love that sort of something so precious as the what does they call it, the prime timeline or
the sacred timeline.
the sacred timeline is being managed by a bureaucratic department of
Oh,
Right.
it's the DMV with glow sticks for sure.
right, exactly right.
There's a
yeah.
Hermes Conrad in there somewhere.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh my
Yes,
God, yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. So I just know I love that whole part of it. It's like a bunch of people that could, they care about preserving the timeline and everything, but it's a total job to them, and that's all it is. And God, the interaction that Loki has in the second episode with the sort of desk clerk, where he's trying to get all of the information about the creation of the timeline and all that stuff. Just no, that's classified.
Oh god, she totally reminded me of Roz from Monsters Inc.
Yeah,
Oh God,
for sure.
absolutely,
100%.
absolutely, yeah,
I'm watching you, Laufeyson. Always watching.
yeah.
Oh my God, Joe, why is it the first time you pull that impression out? That's perfect. Oh my God, it's so good. Holy shit, I was about to fire one up and I'm done. No, that's Joe's.
So good.
Holy shit, can we
That
we
was-
need to have that as a segment.
That
Oh
is
my
gonna.
God.
I'll throw that. Yeah, I'll get that up there.
Oh my
that's
God. Well,
so
no, we need to
good.
do like Roz's inspirational quote.
Right.
Like,
You miss 1,000 shots you don't take.
that's not it, but whatever.
Right.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Like,
Mm.
with that Joe's voice, holy shit.
Oh God, that's so good.
I'm dying. Oh,
Yeah, that's so great.
well done, Joven. Shit.
Yeah. No, Joe, continue, please.
Shoot, and I could watch Loki and Mobius banter until the end of time.
Right?
Yeah, that dynamic is fantastic. I mean, I don't know that anyone other than Owen Wilson could have done this part any
Mhm.
better than he's doing it.
He's got this weird thing where like he's Owen Wilson in everything he does, but
Yeah.
it's totally okay. Like
Right.
He's,
Yeah.
he's meant to play this role. We haven't seen the wow moment yet, but I'm waiting for it. I can't wait for it.
Well,
But
and I don't.
he's like he's a counter charm to Loki's charm, to Hiddleston's charm. Like they're
Right.
both equally charming. Loki's like, I'm gonna burn this place down. He goes, oh, you can start with my office. You know,
Right.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's the best. Oh, really? What were you gonna do when you took over the world?
Yeah, that was such
what were you
a
gonna do?
great.
What was your plan after that?
Oh, that was so good.
God, and the whole thing
Oh.
with the jet ski magazine.
Oh yeah.
Briefly in the 90s, there was this amazing confluence of events.
Form
Well,
and function.
Form
Now-
and function, that's right. Oh, fuck.
Everyone is saying that the TVA is existing sort of in an offset of the 90s because of there's that Josta Cola,
Clothing.
the energy drink that he's always drinking, that red can. That was
Yeah.
an actual energy drink from Pepsi in the 90s.
No way.
And then the box bottle that he ruins Mobius's salad with.
Yeah.
The box that was another a juice box for adults that only came out in the 90s.
Oh my god.
So there's a loose theory out there that they were either everybody from the TVA was like yanked in the 90s before one of those Nexus events or one of the apocalypse events, and then or they sort of exist in the 90s, and that's where they're at. So I don't know. Anyway,
Very cool.
Yeah.
What else you got, Joe? Sorry, we keep walking over you.
It's all good. I need a fan fiction of Miss Minutes and Mr. DNA.
Oh yeah.
Please, internet, make this happen for me, or I'll write it myself.
Well, now we know how they spliced the DNA together.
Right. Yeah.
I found the holes in the code.
Because, God, they need to be together.
That's amazing.
Miss Minutes, expertly voiced by Mrs. Tara Strong.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let's see, and
Very cool.
I think that's the main points where I was,
Okay.
talking about. But I mean, unless we want to wait and I'll give our end theories, because I've got a theory about the
Yeah, let's hold
Let's
on.
do those at the end.
Yeah, let's do those at the end. So where it might go and whatnot, because So
Cool.
shall we move on to Nate? What I'm sure is a
Yeah.
How is your list, Nate?
The opposite of long and distinguished, actually.
What? Not
Like
my Johnson.
like
So
my
like
lack
my
of Johnson.
Like my Johnson, right.
Oh.
Hey. Yeah, so love the show. It's amazing. And I'm just going to begin where it ended with Lady Loki. I mean, come on now. Jobin.
All right.
What?
Is that who that is?
She's no,
Yeah,
no,
100%.
that is not Loki. That is absolutely not Loki, and I have three reasons why.
All right.
Okay, well, let me finish.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I finish?
Yes.
Finish.
Yes.
So the reason why it's Loki is because it's a variant. It's described as a variant, and also has been said like it's a better version of you several different times. The ultimate reason why I think it is on Loki's jacket when he's getting processed by the TVA. It says that his sexuality or sex is fluid, so he can. And there's precedence for there being a Lady Loki in the multiverse in the comic books. So that's why I think it's definitely a Loki. Lady Loki.
So
Fair
no,
point.
I initially thought the same as you, Nate, because I believe it or not, I did know about the Lady Loki from the comics, and there was one element where it was actually it was Sif, right? Where he took over Sif's body, Lady Sif's body, but was Sif basically all in the Loki armor? Which, how great would it have been to see Jamie Alexander in the Loki armor and sort of standing toe to toe with?
Wouldn't have any. I would have passed out.
Right.
Lack of blood in my brain. Yeah.
Right. But there are a couple clues in that episode to where Loki's looking at the variants. They actually have the variant's name on the paper, and the variant's name is Sadie or
Sylvie.
Sylvie. That's right, Sylvie, which is the Enchantress.
Mm.
And in the credits, she's also credited as Sylvie.
Right. So now,
Okay.
also too is that wasn't Lady Loki brunette?
So this was my point of my three reasons why this is not Loki. One,
Okay, you need to go now then, Joe.
he says it himself, I would never treat me this way, which he would not. Two, he would never say I have shit to do.
Right.
Loki is way too proper for that. And three, Loki would never ever be a blonde. Because his boneheaded brother Thor is a blonde.
That's hilarious.
If Lady Loki looked like Hela, I would buy it.
Well, and
That's great.
they went through the trouble too to give us those great holograms of the Loki variants in their little sort of stand up.
Right. Yep.
Where it's him winning the Tour de France,
Right.
like the full on like Viking, like fur.
Yeah, there's the Norse Loki. There's the one that's like half Minotaur Loki, kind of.
Right. Yeah, and
Right.
then so I don't know. I think that's a subtle hint to say that no, this is not Lady Loki. This is somebody else.
Okay, so if we're following down where you guys are going,
Okay.
why? What's the motivation of the TVA to go through all of this obfuscation, saying like, this is Loki, this is a better version of you, we're hunting a variant of you, this is why we need you to fight this variant. That's literally why he's there, is to fight this variant of Loki. Why would they go through all that trouble? And they are all knowing, right? Basically, except for the fact where this person's hiding because of the whole Armageddon loophole. Why would they go through all that trouble?
Well, maybe they knew that Loki was the only person that could take her down. And second, maybe it was the fact that Loki would love the challenge of trying to take a variant of himself out and not necessarily want to go up against the Enchantress. Like he has very little motivation for being, for taking out the Enchantress, but he does have the sort of the challenge of being the best version of himself, right?
Yep, I like that.
And the TVA would know that, and the fact that they caught him, Mobius was like, "Oh, I could totally use him in this way to get what I need out of him."
Yeah, this is the way we can manipulate him to get him to do what we want.
Of course, it's a stretch, but
yeah, it's a stretch.
I got to throw it out there because why would they go through the trouble of having her name be visible and putting it on the credits if they?
Well, I think that's the obvious misdirect where they're throwing that out there. That why they would never put that in the credits if the big reveal is that they're introducing the Enchantress into the MCU. They're not going to be that ham-fisted with a piece that goes, hey, this leads directly to, you know what I'm saying?
Dude, the name on the form was subtle though. I mean, like I had to watch a video or two to even find that it was there because I didn't see that the first time around.
Yeah,
I meant in the credits.
I read that in another review, and so it's in the not in the main credits, but it's in the like the Spanish version.
Yeah.
So like in the main credits, I think it's titled as the variant, but in the Spanish it says Sylvie.
No way.
Yep. Or at least as far as I'm aware, like I said, I read this somewhere on the internet.
That's
great.
So I didn't go through the credits myself and look, but
yeah. So I love that they had this major like standoff in a Walmart in the future.
Oh god,
in the middle
so
of the Bible Belt, where a giant hurricane is coming. Like, hurt. Oh my god,
y'all FEMA,
right?
Yeah, y'all FEMA. Yeah. What else? I really, like you mentioned already, I love Owen Wilson in this. I'm honestly shocked that they haven't pulled the WoW out yet because there's memes everywhere about it.
I would be shocked if they go for it. I really would.
They have to. It's literally like the big elephant in the room.
Yeah, I don't know that they need to do it. I would lose a little respect for Marvel.
Need to.
I would lose a little respect for Marvel if they did it.
I don't think do you have any that you can spare, Andy?
Dude, I have plenty of respect for Marvel. What are you talking about?
Okay. That's funny. I love the way that they, like you mentioned earlier, I love the way that they kind of do the anti-WandaVision thing, expecting you to know everything, and WandaVision kind of puts you on an island and goes, you don't know what's fucking happening, and that's on purpose. It's supposed to be kind of disorienting, but they do bring you back to, like, last time on Loki. Situation at the beginning. I think that was perfectly done.
Yeah.
I can't get enough of Loki making fun of Captain America at the very beginning.
Oh yeah, that was great.
I've seen that several times already, but that was amazing. I liked the initial fight in the first episode with Loki and the Time Variant Authority, where he first finds them and she hits him across the face with the glow stick.
Oh,
it's like,
yeah.
You're moving at 1/14th speed, but you're feeling this all in real time. Like, ow, that really sucks. I thought that was great. I like the idea of the way the TVA's set up, where the hunters, if they get it, promoted enough, they become a judge, and then
Yeah.
she's just sitting up there making all the assumptions, and Mobius is flirting with her every time he sees her, basically.
Now,
Kind of
isn't
subtly.
this is a big character from Marvel lore, right? Isn't
Judge
she?
Renslayer? I'm not a huge. I don't have any info on her.
She's like Kang's girlfriend or something like that.
Kang the Conqueror's girlfriend?
She's like Kang the Conqueror's girlfriend. Apparently.
I've never heard that.
Okay.
That's interesting, because Kang the Conqueror is supposed to be huge in the next couple movies.
Yeah, she's connected to Kang in some way, shape, or form.
Well, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
I liked the buddy cop episodes of them just getting down over all the files and trying to hit the true crime, like who done it, where is this person hiding situation.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. I think just in general, the fact that this show isn't like the 100 million an episode type situation. It's not super flashy.
Yeah.
They can give these actors that are really great, like orators, and they can just talk forever, and you can just sit there and enjoy it forever, like you mentioned, Joe. They really give them a lot to munch on, and really kind of serve up what these guys are really good at. Like I said earlier, they're Owen Wilson as Mobius really does the counter charm to Loki. It's like, we both know you love to talk.
Right.
We know that's a lie. That whole beginning elevator ride with them is amazing.
Yeah.
And the main take no shit hunter is awesome.
Right.
She just does not take any of their bullshit.
Yeah, she was in we just saw it. She's the shape-shifting lady from the what's it called? We just talked about it. It was on HBO. They jumped through time. It's in 50s racist South.
No,
Lovecraft Country.
Thank you. She's the best friend. She's the best friend of the female lead.
Oh, right.
That's right.
God, I couldn't remember the name.
Good pull.
Yeah, that's a great show. I love that show. Yeah, so I mean, overall, I think it's great. The first episode was kind of slow, I think, in general, just not being. It was a lot of exposition, which you needed. It was supposed to be like that. I think that's the general kind of consensus on the interwebs, is that it was a little slow. Like, it was really fun, just not enough fun.
Well, but you really did have to bring the audience back into knowing which Loki you got.
Yeah, 100%.
That was. I mean, that was a huge sell, because you couldn't start into the story right away. For
sure, and the even larger sell is the TVA and the fact that it exists, and there's this whole in the multiverse, space-time cops and stuff, which they did a great job with. I love the horrible bureaucracy. It makes me shudder just thinking about some of the red tape they're dealing with. But magic doesn't work there, and then they have the whole reveal of the outside the window, and I thought you said magic doesn't work here, and he's like, it doesn't.
Right.
It's not magic, it's tech, basically.
Yeah. It's Asgard magic.
Right. Yeah. Any technology sufficiently advanced seems like a magic.
I
think that was the quote. Yeah. Overall, I really love it. I can't wait to see where it's going. I love the fact that it's a midweek release too. Yeah, there are some other shows I'm watching that come out every Friday, like Bad Batch and that kind of thing. So it's nice to have a midweek thing as opposed to have them all piling up on the same day.
Right.
Yeah, I'm super stoked to see where this goes. I'd be fine if it isn't Lady Loki, because damn, if they introduce the Enchantress, that's amazing. I want to see more variants, honestly. There better be more variant Lokis popping in and out besides just this main one that he's chasing. That would be cool. I do want the Loki that looks just like Loki face off. That'd be fun.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, going back to Lady Loki too, and I really don't think that it is. I mean, yeah, she had the costume and the horns and everything, but I don't think it's her. And I know that I love this actress way too much, and the fact that she is that she is gay. I would have loved to have seen Tig Notaro, female Loki.
That
Like
would be funny.
how great would have that? I mean, even if it was just like one of the like throwaway variants, if it was just, but I just
Right.
I think that would be great. She did such a great job in Army of the Dead. Joe, you need to watch that.
It's on the list.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, I just think that no, it was when I saw the female variant, if that's what we're calling her, like it just like it took a while to register. Like I didn't immediately jump to Lady Loki in my head.
She reminded me of the Lady Doctor, to be honest. I was like, wait, did we just jump franchises here?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So I do think that there's a bigger reveal with obviously that character coming down the pipeline that I don't know that we might not be ready for it regardless of what comes up. So, yeah.
Should be fun either way. I'm here for
I
it.
know. I absolutely agree. So so let's jump into should we jump into theories now? And just sort of see where we're gonna where do you guys sort of expect this to go? Where do you think it's gonna go? How do you think it's gonna end up? Well, actually, first, Easter eggs. Was one real quick of when.
Oh yeah.
When
First
the variant,
episode.
when the variant sends all of the reset buttons out into the time, the monitor starts to list all of the places where these Nexus events are happening, and some of the it's basically a who's who of the past Marvel movies of where they've got Vormir was one of the locations. That's where the Soul Stone was in
Yeah.
in
Sakaar.
Endgame.
There's one in Sakaar and Ragnarok time.
Right. There's one in Asgard. There's one in Jotunheim, the Frost Giant realm. There's one in Hala, the Kree homeworld.
I caught
one
the
in
Xandar one.
Yeah, one on Xandar. One on Titan, where Thanos lives, and of course, one on Ego, the living planet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love, like, obviously I missed that the first time around, but I was watching some of the in-depth Easter egg videos, and they one pointed out all of those Easter eggs, and that was just fantastic.
Very cool. The Easter egg that I wanted to bring up that I thought you were mentioning actually was in the very first episode when Loki's getting led down the hall. There's one of those time gates opens, and there's an agent bringing out a woman that's smartly dressed from like the 50s, I think, maybe earlier than that even. 20, I forget exactly what the timeline is, but it's Peggy Carter.
Oh,
or at least that's the theory. It looks just like her, the blue dress that she wore in the show.
Wow.
It looks just like her.
Oh,
so
I missed that
I
part.
wonder if they pay that off. It's in the very first episode. If you look at the breakdown, I don't think it's in Charlie's show actually, but I was watching the Nerdist breakdown with Dan Casey, and he brings it up because he does like the slow mo kind of thing. You're like, what the fuck is that, Peggy Carter? That'd be so awesome. Wait a minute, what's happening? Wait, there are variant Peggy Carters. So my big question mark with this is, what does this mean for the possible timelines of like Secret Wars and all of these potential things?
They referenced the Secret War, right? In the Miss Minute video?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but what I'm kind of projecting, I'm hoping will happen. I don't think it's going to happen, but they talked about in the Miss Minute video about all of the, Secret War isn't what they talked about. Secret War is the Skrulls invading and taking over people in major political positions and superheroes on Earth 1. So it's not, that's different. But the one, I think what you're talking about, which is what I'm also talking about, is the like all the timeline wars, basically, where it's dimensional battle, where you could have Spider-Man fighting Spider-Man. They're just from different universes to try and see which universe survives, kind of thing. Right. And that would be fucking bananas epic. Like, how do you one up Endgame and Thanos with the gauntlet? I mean, you go multiverses collapsing on each other. This is a big DC thing. I think they did that first.
Oh, you never go full multiverse.
I don't know.
Well, it sounds like after the end of the second episode, that's kind of what this variant is trying to do.
Right. Yeah.
Well, so that's the thing is what did they say was the consequence? After it reaches a certain threshold, they can't prune that timeline. And so it's just going to splinter out into all of these alternate timelines. And then there's going to be a huge war again. Right.
Yeah. Well, and that's sort of during the Miss Minute video was the end part of all the spikes coming out was the multiverse is here, you know. So,
well, I think those are different timelines. That's not necessarily the multiverse. I think those are different.
well, no, but
things,
the literal message that comes up says multiverse.
Oh, gotcha. Multiverse detected or something like that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Okay.
no,
Yeah,
that's
that makes
yeah.
sense.
So that seems like what they're not trying to get. They don't want the multiverse. They want the sacred timeline to remain.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah.
Thinking too much about this makes my brain hurt.
Right.
Yeah. This is like deep nerddom right now. We're getting into theoretical physics, and we need
right. Yeah. I don't know. So, Joe,
Neil
what are
deGrasse
your
Tyson on the show?
Yeah. What are your thoughts on sort of where it's going and where are you expecting it to go or what?
Honestly, I have no idea.
Yeah.
But after WandaVision, I'm just like, they're way smarter than me.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm just along for the ride. The only thing is, after that episode, I'm like, I'm 110% sure that's not a Loki.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I have to agree. I think you're right.
So what's the bet and what's the wager about the Femme Loki? Like, what could it be? Andy has to wear like a Marvel shirt every day for a week or something like.
I will take that bet.
No, I mean, I don't know.
I will take that bet.
That's pretty easy. But I'm just thinking outside the box. We'll do this offline, guys. We'll handle this offline, and we can get back
okay. If she really is a Loki, I will sit and watch Infinity War and Endgame straight through in one sitting.
Yes, here with beer.
Okay, well, we've already established I can't make it through 2 movies with beer. I will fall asleep. But yes, okay. If she's a Loki, we will do an Avengers Infinity War Endgame date. I will sit and hang out with you and watch both back to back.
That's awesome. Right on.
You heard it here now, folks.
Wait,
Right.
So and if she isn't, then what's the opposite thing? What's the
Nate has to do a DC minute.
What are you talking about? I love DC.
I understand it, but I just think it would be funny. Oh no, wait, no. You cannot.
Nate, no.
He cannot mention Marvel for one podcast.
I don't think that's possible.
Okay, you have a choice. You can watch, or you can not say Marvel for one whole podcast, or you watch both It movies with me back to back.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, it movies 100%. I haven't seen the second one yet.
I like
I was gonna say Human Centipede, but I figured I'd give you a break.
Oh God, no! Vanilla Paste. I'm not. No.
Okay, just the first one.
All right, wait, no, wait. I got it. If she's not a Lady Loki, I need to give you my Shudder subscription, and you need to watch Psycho Goreman and live tweet it.
Okay, I think
done.
Okay.
And if she is a Loki, I'll watch both Avengers back to back.
Nice. All right. I mean, Andy's getting away scot-free on this one, but we're good. We have to MST3K Avengers and Endgame back to back.
Oh, God.
Well, we're gonna do that anyway.
Right? Yeah.
No, we got to get Andy involved in this. Damn it.
Right? Yeah. Got to figure out a group viewing situation.
All right. Yeah. We'll take it offline and we'll come back to it.
All right. That sounds great. Any final thoughts on Loki?
Let's see. Final thoughts. What does Loki's signature look like? I really want to know. When he's signing this is everything you've ever said.
Right.
That's a good one. I want to know. I want more origins of Loki. Like, I want a flashback where he's learning magic from his mother, and like that whole missing area where you get from baby frost giant Loki to Thor 1. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, after Baby Yoda, I don't think I can handle Baby Loki.
Oh,
That might be cuteness
that's true.
overload.
That might be too much. Mm.
Yeah. So I've got a couple
Anything
of
else?
points
Okay, all right.
left to make.
Yeah,
Just little things.
yeah, Joe, what else you got?
So for the podcast, from here on out, I am referring to all leather as fine Asgardian leather.
Excellent. Yes, of course. I think we have to.
There was an awesome poster in the TVA that was "Behave or Get Your Clock Cleaned."
Yes.
I really need that poster.
Yeah.
One thing that caught me the first time I saw both these episodes, the first one especially, the little French girl. Like, how did she her mind not get blown by a digital walking stick figure?
Right.
When it was like in 1492 or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Joan of Arc was on the wall, and like
gum and a digital walking stick figure doesn't create a variant for a little French girl.
Right.
Well, and they did earmark the year that they were, and Marvel did not do its homework. Joan of Arc was like 50 years after.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So I thought
it's
push your glasses up, history nerd.
Yeah,
I think it's actually her, but I
just thought that was it. But I mean, if you're in France and you see a 16-year-old someone on a stained glass window, you're going to think that that's Joan of Arc.
Well, for sure, yeah.
So anyway, I just think I regardless or not, I just thought it was interesting.
The DB Cooper bit was really nice.
Oh yeah, that was amazing.
So good. Yeah.
Obviously, the end of episode 1, Loki's whole "this is your life" bit just had me just heart wrenching. I'm like, poor Loki.
Yeah, it was good.
When are people going to learn to not allow themselves to be pickpocketed? Don't shake somebody's hand and let them pull you close to you. They're after something in your pocket. It happens every fucking time.
Yeah.
Somebody just needs to improve pocket technology, so it's like a double layer. You know, you gotta like a pillowcase that you tuck over the top. You know,
right? Props to the theremin in episode 2. In in her office.
Yes. Yeah. No, that was really cool as well.
And their discussion about where you came from is like the best theological discussion I've ever heard in my life.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, there was one other thing that I wanted to mention too. Loki, when they were trying to name like the spell that she was using, Loki's like actually moment where he's correcting them on what the spell is called. Like, no, it's not illusion, it's digital projection or something like that. Like, oh my God.
Like, this is this one, but this is this one. It's totally different. He's like, okay, calm down.
Yeah.
No, that
actually, it was great.
Yeah, that explainer was great. I loved him breaking it down like that.
And lastly, I love the guy that's like, what are you doing here? Plants. There's a hurricane sale.
Right.
Azaleas are half off. I'm like, I love you. I'm right there with you, dude.
Yeah.
If the apocalypse is happening, I'm still going to try to get plants on the cheap.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, those are my final thoughts.
Okay. Nate, do you have any final thoughts?
No, that was it, really. Love the series. Okay. Can't wait to see where it's going.
Yeah. Agreed. What are your guys' thoughts on the Loki series? How do you think it fits into the rest of the stuff that Marvel's doing right now? Is it good? Is it better? Is it the best? Let us know in the comments. You can interact with us at the Rum Regret podcast on Facebook. More actively, we are now approaching 700 followers on Twitter. So that's at Rum_Regret. Joe, where can they find you on the socials?
At Joe Chickadee on all the socials or at joechickadee.com.
Nate, where could they find you?
Yeah, Nate Tussey on Facebook or Avid Gamer everywhere your socials are accepted. AV1D Gamer.
Yeah, you can find me as Crazy Drake on Facebook, as Andrew Drake on Twitter. And until the next time, we have spoken.
I'm watching you, Laufeyson. Always watching.
Wow.